Before the word faith appeared among humans, distinctive has long been affected by various unexplained phenomena. They never say it's random. Instead, insist these things are alive. In the prehistoric world, there is no real dead object at all. Nature is not a cold background. It's about action. A power system that gives feedback. If you are impatient and lose your awe, he'll teach you a lesson in minutes. The sun rises. Now, day is coming. It's the sun that chooses and comes back. Storm is coming. It's not just the weather that has some kind of power, losing its temper. In the roar, if there is a flood, devoured an entire tribe overnight. 2 animals. All the people were swept away. No one's going to say it's too much water. They will only assume something must have been pissed off. He's going down. So from the very beginning, it's not what happened, but who did it? And where did we offend him? And so on and so on. This need to explain the world not only did not disappear, it's become more systematic. People can't carry everything. You can't survive efficiently that way. Therefore, Shamans began to classify these unknown forces. They associate themselves with symbols. The most common are animals. Not because animals are cute. They believe I have a deep connection with these animals. Possibly an incarnation of an guardian of the tribe. Even our species is what he changed. This is what we later called a totem. It's basically an identity system. 3 questions can be answered in 1 sentence. Who are you different from? Who do you watch out for? And the totem of prehistoric China. It's very figurative. Some groups use birds as totems. Birds can travel through heaven and earth with their own cross. It symbolizes crossing the distance. Unicom space. Even connect different dimensions. Some use frogs as totems. Frog reproduction is tied to the water season. It's about fertility. In particular, in the primitive farming stage where survival depended on rainfall, is straightforward and profound. Another category is the dog totem. It's completely different from the first 2. Dogs are not for viewing from a distance. Companion who lived with the ancestors together and stay home together. Live together. The integrity of humans and dogs is not an abstract. It's a real firewood fetter. Totem is very useful. He was taboo. Native totem animals must never be eaten. Otherwise, it's a bad bet. He influences marriage. Intermarriage with a totem tribe. It's like marrying a mythical relative. He also draws ethnic boundaries. Totem is like one's own. Totems are different. Not just cultures. There are 2 groups at all. When, after humans began to divide groups in this way that cannot be avoided. What is the origin of mankind? In fact, birth and death are the same. It's all unexplainable mysteries. There was no sign of it a second ago. In the next second, new life will quietly appear. Will grow up, will mature, and give birth to the next generation. No one could understand it at the time. What the hell is going on with this whole gestation? And that's why people took this ability to conceive life as a superpower. In prehistoric Chinese society, this understanding of the life force to the point. The human body itself becomes the symbol carrier, especially those areas that are directly related to fertility. Many prehistoric figures deliberately highlight the buttocks. Abdomen. The reason is very simple. These parts, it is directly related to the conception and birth of life. Even in some prehistoric regions, even the topography is given this meaning. For example, mountains that look like female will be considered sacred by the ancestors. Many people ran over to beg, hope to have a smooth birth. At the same time, the relationship between men and women has also undergone no longer just a matter of social connection. It is given a practical function as long as the man and the woman are united to new life. When it comes to the survival of the tribe, a pattern gradually emerges. People start wondering, maybe we can interfere with it in some way. After all, for prehistoric the foundation of survival is the constant birth of new life. Birth is never a personal matter. It's not optional. It is the key to the survival of the group. Must be protected, to be promoted even in certain ways. Regulate and control. When people began to believe in animals, after these natural forces have their own another ideas, question immediately arose. Since they can take the initiative, that must have responded too. Since it can react, is there some way we can do it? Influence them. But before I want to affect anything, we need to understand a core problem we are facing. What kind of existence is it? It is precisely because of this concept of the soul slowly took shape in clear cognition. The origin of it all, in fact, with one owner, sooner or later. A person was still chatting for a second, walking. The next second it stops moving. His body is still there. It looks fine, but no longer respond to everything around me. It's obvious something has disappeared from his body. The immortals came to a particularly direct conclusion. Has left this body. And more importantly, this existence has not completely disappeared to another place we don't know about. This idea, it's reinforced in the vividness of everyday life. People dream of people who have passed away. Chat with them. Sometimes you can even get reminders from them. Get guidance. This made the ancestors feel that the relationship between myself and the deceased, just a different way, over. Just stay with each other. Once people stop feeling dead, it's just gone. Instead, believe that the soul is still there, then death is no longer the end. It's more like a move. He's not here anymore, but it's not gone. A lot of things are different this time. If the people over there are still there, with them doesn't end automatically. It's just gotten a little more complicated. In the context of prehistoric China, this change is specific to the bones. A grave is never a random pit. Just bury it. The body will be carefully arranged. There will be various tools next to it. Daily necessities. Went there with the deceased. Gotta go on living. Some tombs even deliberately adjust the position of the Sphinx. It's like getting ready to move on with life. At the same time, the living give things to the dead. For food, for display. Harmony has one purpose: maintain a good relationship with the deceased. If kings can affect harvests and or even bad luck, it would be too risky to ignore them. To put it bluntly, the so-called ancestor it's essentially a realistic survival strategy. It's not purely emotional sustenance. And when Ming Ming began to wonder how to maintain a relationship with the people over there was born. Since not everyone can communicate with the people over there middle, this person has to be able to understand the words over there. You can also pass on the thoughts of the living. It's like a translator who connects the two worlds. In prehistoric Chinese society, this kind of translator is very common. This is what we later called pollution. The core work of the house is to build the living and the dead. Connecting with the forces of nature, they will dance. Chant these particular ways. Put yourself in a trance to get a signal on the other side. To outsiders, they may look strange. But for the house, this is the most crucial step in completing communication. They read dreams. These vague signs of natural phenomena transform them into words that the living can understand. At the same time, the demands of the living will also be to the deceased and the forces of nature. Two-way microphone. In that place full of unknowns, cognitive ambiguity, in prehistoric times, adding a layer to the lives of the ancestors. Certification. They took the unintelligible, set, operable means of communication. Let the ancestors no longer have to rely on random guesses. This way of communication slowly evolved into the sacrifice we later came to know. Sacrificial etiquette. Actually, once someone claims to be able to communicate, what's going to happen is already there. It makes sense. People are no longer content to just explain what happened. He began to actively ask for answers to whether it safe to go out this time? Can the disease be cured? To put it bluntly, I just want to know the future direction. It is also in this demand, and that's what happens. In the early Chinese context, the form of divination is particularly the most common is to use animal bones or tortoise heat up these bones first until they crack. The ancestors regarded these cracks as written answers, little by little. It's not just the bones and the lines on the tortoise. Abnormal behavior of animals, even dream scenes, can be taken as a signal of interpretation. In fact, the core logic is very simple. Stop guessing. Let yourself have a bottom line. And when people are not satisfied with asking the answer, wondering if you can change the result. So the ritual began. This ceremony is not just a formality. It is a complete set of operations with rules to prepare tributes. To repeat a specific action. You have to card the time point and pay attention to every step. Whether it's begging for rain, go well hunting, or seek physical recovery. It's essentially the same thing. Active intervention. Slowly, these rituals became more and more standardized. There is a fixed process, specified material. There are also timing that must be followed. One wrong step, it would be considered ineffective. The logic behind it is actually quite straightforward. If a certain force can affect your life, then you have to please him in a way that he approves of. Impress him. You give him what he wants. He may be biased towards you. Help you make your wish. But when the logic of the exchange emerged in the ceremony, soon some people thought this was too ink. Since the core objective is to achieve the desired outcome, skip the ones in the middle, the process is cumbersome. A more direct line of thought emerged. And that's what we call magic today. His logic is very simple. There are no extra twists, and if the real world works regularly, science, can these laws be imitated, be actively punished? Don't wait for the rain. We make our own rain. No need to wait for the hunt. Play the successful scene ahead of time. If you are unlucky, just find a way to turn the bad even transfer it to someone else. Visible beliefs have long been more than the world. Maintain the relationship. The core has become the attempt to control the unknown. Okay, this one. That's it for reading Prehistoric belief systems. If you want to see more similar readings of prehistoric civilization, see you next time.